This year, the adventure comes to you. The Library Summer Reading Program is going virtual. Here are some ways you can learn, grow, connect with us this summer. Your first step is to get a library card. If you don't have a library card, you can sign up online at ocls.info/card and we'll mail it to your home. You can still go on adventures.
Let the wild rumpus start.
Even if you're staying home. Be sure to read at least 20 minutes a day. Download the Beanstack app to make the experience more fun. You can earn badges for participating in our virtual challenges and for recording the books you read. Sign up for our virtual events and classes, which will be offered all summer long for children, teens, and adults. Be sure to visit ocls.info/SRP for a schedule of events, helpful links, our reading list, and more. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect, no matter where you are.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our summer reading program. My name is Laura, and I'll be your host today. This year, the summer reading program is completely online, and we've got great activities and events, just like the one that you're going to see today, planned all month long. But to join in on the fun, you need to do a few quick things. 1, you need to make sure that you sign up for your library card. 2, make sure you join Beanstack by creating an account at ocls.beanstack.org. And number 3, make sure you register to attend all of our virtual events. We are challenging you to read for at least 20 minutes every day this summer and keep track of your minutes by logging them in Beanstack or by using our paper reading tracker. And if you complete the challenge of reading for a total of 600 minutes by July 24th, you're going to get a prize bag full of awesome goodies, and you're going to be entered into our grand prize drawing. For more information about our summer reading program and to see our events calendar and to check out all of our great book recommendations, visit our website at ocls.info/SRP. And now it's time for Magic and Mayhem with award-winning comedy magician Glen Foster. Let's bring in Glen Foster.
Well, good morning.
Glen.
I'm here.
Good morning. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
You can't see me. Let me try to turn it on and off again. We'll see what happens here then.
All right.
All right, let's see here.
So while we're waiting for Glen, I think you saw in the chat today that eventually we're going to need some help from our studio audience today. So Glen's going to be asking for some volunteers. So if you're interested in being one of Glen's volunteers, get those fingers ready because he's going to ask. And then when you type in the chat, we're going to choose someone to help us out today.
Ms. Jen, can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I was working on this a minute ago. Let's see if we can get this reconnected for some reason because I can hear you fine. And let's see here what's going on. All right, I'm going to log off and log back on, Miss Jen, just so you know. So I'll be right back, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, well, hang on one second. Okay, hey, let's see if that did it right there. Actually, I didn't log off.
So we're still seeing a black screen. Oh, there we go.
For some reason, just so you know, I guess what happened is when it took me off, it never brought me back to camera on your end. So I just clicked on my camera link and it said it had shut off for some reason. So I'm back on. Here I am.
Hello, welcome. We're so glad that we got everything up and running. Thank you so much for being here today, Glen.
Well, thank you so very much, Jen. And we're going to get started. Thank you to also everybody from the Orange County Library System for bringing me in. Boys and girls at home, moms and dads, grandpas and grandmas. My name is Glen Foster, and I'm coming to you live from Orlando, Florida, at my office. This is where all the magic takes place. So, boys and girls, if you're looking around, you can see some of the posters of some of my heroes in magic. David Copperfield, Chris Angel, Rick Wilcox, and all these guys who's influenced me. Now, many of these guys influenced me by also encouraging me many years ago to go to different libraries and reading books on magic. So boys and girls at home, I encourage each and every one of you to make sure you go to your library, be a part of the Orange County Library System summer reading program, and have lots of fun. But with that being said, it's time to get started with the show. Now, I know everybody's at home and a lot of things have changed over the last couple months, but as a magician, I get to travel quite a bit. And but before everything took place, I was traveling through Orlando International Airport, and the weirdest thing happened to me. I thought I would share it with you guys. Now, if you've ever traveled, you know that when you get to the airport, you have to put all your personal belongings in like these little gray trays, and it goes through an X-ray machine, and they check it out. Well, when I got there, there was no more gray bins. So this lady says to me, Mr. Foster, you have to put your stuff in this little bag. So she gives me this little bag, and the bag right here says, as you can see, TSA. And she says, Mr. Foster, if you have any personal belongings, you need to place them inside the bag. And she says, Mr. Foster, do you happen to have a phone on you? Well, I said, I sure do. I have my Apple iPhone. And I took my iPhone and I threw it away and put it in the bag. Then threw it away, put it in the bag as she had instructed. Then she said a weird question. She goes, Mr. Foster, do you have any money on you? I like, that was kind of a weird question coming from a TSA security agent. I said, as a matter of fact, I do. I have my wallet. And inside my wallet, I had a $100 bill. That's right, I had a $100 bill. And she says, take that $100 bill, and I want you to also put it inside the bag. So I did. I put it inside the security bag. She goes, Mr. Foster, I see you have a really nice watch on. You need to take that off as well. And I'm like, oh, man, this watch is very special to me. It was given to me by my grandfather. So she says, take the watch, place it inside the bag. I put it inside the bag. I put it through the X-ray machine. But then I had realized before I gave her my watch that my flight was leaving in 5 minutes. So I just took off running after they went through the security checkpoint. I get down to the gate, and there's this TSA security agent lady with this bag. And she says, Mr. Foster, you forgot your personal belongings. And I said, it's okay, ma'am. I don't need them because I am a magician. The lady was stunned. And she goes, how is that even possible, Mr. Foster? I said, it's okay, because I still have my phone. Most importantly, I still have my cash. And the most important thing to me, I still had my grandfather's very special watch. There you go. Give yourselves a big round of applause at home. You can cheer. You can do all that kind of fun stuff. All right, Miss Laura, did we lose it again, or am I still here?
No, we did lose you again. We can still hear you.
Huh. I am not sure what is going on. Let me see if I click this button again. See what happens here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's see here. I'm not sure what's going on because it's clicking. It says this has start camera. There we go again.
There we go.
Can you see me now?
We can see you.
All right, we'll continue. We'll work through this process. If you're watching at home, understand that technology sometimes, as times are changing, can wreak a little bit of havoc. But with that being said, boys and girls, many times they say that when life gives you lemons, make what? Let me hear you. Oh, good job. That's right. When life gives us lemons, sometimes we have to make lemonade. So I want you to watch very closely. I got a little board right here. It has lemonade on it. Lemonade right here. I want you to watch very closely, because when life does give you lemons, it's very important that you make some lemonade. But with you need several lemons. I'm not going to throw that at you, but watch very closely. Life gives you lemons. I have a very, very special straw. It's right here. Oh, all right, 1 second. I guess you lose me again.
Oh, coming in.
I'm not sure why we're having a problem with the camera. It's all connected there. There we go. You see me now again, right?
Yes, we do.
All righty. I'm not sure what is going on there. So I have my straw, very special magic wand. Watch closely. Life gives you lemons, boys and girls. Make lemonade. Cheers to each and every one of you. Now, boys and girls, I want to take you back to my childhood when I first started performing magic. And I want you to use your imagination at home. Now, I was only 12 years old when I first started performing magic. It was in my parents' basement. There were actually 10 people there that day. They were eating sandwiches and popping some chips. And this is my little magic box from many, many years ago. I have my little magic box. And back then, my hands were small and the cards were kind of big. And now that I live in the state of Florida, I use these cards. These are called the senior citizen cards. That way everyone can see them. And this is the trick I did. So you have to use your imagination. I was 12 years old in my parents' basement. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. I then took one of the playing cards and I threw it away in my magic box. I snapped my fingers, and unbelievably, before the entire audience's eyes at home, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. Now, the audience was so impressed that they put their fists in, they pumped in there, and they said, amazing. Good job, boys and girls at home. I can hear you here in Orlando. Very, very good. But I have to be honest with you. I wasn't 12 years old when I first started performing magic. I was actually 6 years old, and there were 20 people in my basement. As a matter of fact, I had myself a little magic box right here, but I couldn't even spell at age 6, but I was learning. As you can learn, I spelled magic with a J, which is not exactly correct, but that was still learning, and that's okay because we all learn as we go through life. But this is the trick I did. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. I then took not just one, oh no, I took 2 playing cards and I threw them away in my magic box. I snapped my fingers, and unbelievably, before the entire audience's eyes, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. Now the audience was so impressed that they put their fists and they pumped it in the air and they said, amazing, let me hear you. Oh, good job, boys and girls, you're doing excellent. But I have to be honest with you, I think we just lost it again. All right, hang on one second here. I'm not sure why this just keeps kicking it off, but we'll try to get it back on again. There we go. All right. I'm still here. All right. Now, I have to be honest with you. It wasn't 12 years old. I wasn't 6 years old. I was actually 2 years old when I first started performing magic. I was still in diapers. As a matter of fact, there were 500 people in my parents' basement, and this is the magic box. As a matter of fact, I'll show you here. I didn't even know how to spell at all, but this is the trick I did. You have to use your imagination. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. I then took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. I threw them away. And 6, and 7, and 8, and 9 playing cards. I snapped my fingers, and unbelievably, before the entire audience's eyes, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. And the audience at home put their fists in the air and they said, amazing, let me hear you. Oh, boys and girls at home, you're amazing because all the cards have completely disappeared. Come on, give yourselves a big round of applause at home. Excellent, very good. Now, Miss Laura is going to help us find a volunteer online, I believe, Miss Laura, and you'll let me know once we have that volunteer.
Absolutely. So if you would like to be a volunteer for Mr. Glen Foster, please type in the chat, say, please, I volunteer. Let's see.
I'll keep clicking it back here, just so you know.
All right. Looks like we have our volunteer. Melissa would like to volunteer for you, Glenn.
All right. Well, Miss Jen, you're going to help me here with Melissa, and I'm going to bring the screen up here just so you guys can see, get nice and close to you guys there. Now, Melissa, you're at home. Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a great time. Hope you're having a great summer. Melissa, as you can see, I have a King of Hearts, an Ace of Clubs, and a King of Hearts. Melissa, could you please tell me, with my friend over here, where do you think the ace is? Where is it at? Can you tell me? Is it in the left, the middle, or the right?
All right. Looks like we lost your video again. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I just keep clicking on there. Looks like we're back now.
All right. So Melissa says that it is in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And give me 1 second there. I need you to shut off your computer. All right. She says in the middle. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So the middle is right here. So the middle would also be right here. We'll take the card right here. Now, ask Melissa. Melissa, one last time. We have the 2 kings left. Now, Melissa, here's the most important question of all today. What is the most important card? Can you tell me? What does she say?
Melissa says K, which I'm assuming is the king.
The king. Actually, that's a good guess, Melissa. Let me show you, boys and girls, the most important card of all times. It is the library card. That's the one you guys need to have. Give yourselves a big round of applause, boys and girls at home. And let me tell you why the library card is so important, because it allows you to expand your thought process and your imagination. It allows you to go out and check out a book and read a book. Even when we are at home right now, stuck at home, you could be doing so much reading. I know the library has different opportunities set up for you guys can go get books and check them out. Make sure you read those books, do your points, and have a great summer. Expand your imagination and let your mind grow. But this is the most important card you could ever have. Give yourselves a big round of applause at home. That is awesome. Now, how many boys and girls at home by chance happen to be watching the show and can speak Spanish? Let me see those hands if you can speak Spanish. Oh, I see a couple hands. That is fantastic. All right, I'm not sure why it keeps cutting on and off all the time, but we'll keep working through it there. How's that? All right. So if you're at home and you speak Spanish right now, I'm going to teach you or show you a trick that uses all kinds of colors. We love colors. Now, if you're at home right now, I'd like you to answer the question. Let's see here. Just, I made my laptop computer and see if that will work here in a second. If this keeps continue to see if that's okay with you guys. All right. Can you?
Oh, I think your audio froze a little bit, Glenn.
Can you hear me okay?
Now I can hear you.
All right. Did you hear my question or statement that I made? Just go to my laptop computer here, just in case, if that's the camera off that versus the other one that's mounted, just in case. I don't know if that's a problem.
I think that should work. Oh, I think you froze again. All right, friends, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties, which can happen when you're doing a live show, but we're going to try to get this back up and running just as soon as we can. Just sit tight and be patient for us, please. While we're waiting, why don't you tell us in the chat, do you have a favorite magic trick? Do you know any magic tricks? We'd love to know.
Hello, Miss Jen.
All right, so I can hear you, but it looks like your screen is black. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I can see you now.
How's that?
All right, I'm going to bring you up full screen.
Okay. All right, so let me tilt this down. You can see all my big posters up there. There you go. How's that? Good? Right there?
That looks great to me.
Okay. Let's just try this and see what happens here with this one. So we'll continue on. So boys and girls, if you're watching at home again, we do apologize about the technical difficulties, but we're going to persist and work through it. So this is the color yellow. This is the color blue, and it's connected. These pom-poms are connected with a long string, And then I have a little white pom-pom with a red pom-pom, and that's connected with a little short string. So right now we're going to learn a little bit of Spanish, all right? So at home, I want you to try your best. In Spanish, the word yellow is amarillo. So let me hear you say amarillo. Good job. Very good. Blue is azul. Azul. Everybody say azul. Good job. I can hear you. Excellent. And how about white in Spanish is blanco. Say blanco. Very good. And red is rojo. Everybody say rojo. Fantastic. So the yellow string, pom-pom, is connected with a long string with the blue pom-pom, and then the white pom-pom is connected to the red pom-pom with a short string. But you have to use your imagination a little bit. If you actually pull on the red pom-pom, the blue pom-pom actually goes all the way up. If you pull on the blue pom-pom, the red one goes all the way up and the blue one goes down. Now, in Spanish, it would look like this. El pompón amarillo está conectado con el pompón azul con una soga larga. Y el pompón blanco está conectado con el pompón rojo con una soga chiquita. Pero si jalas el pompón rojo, el pompón azul hacia arriba y el pompón azul hacia abajo, el pompón rojo hacia arriba. But if you pull on the yellow one, it's still connected to the blue one with a string. But again, in Spanish, el pompón blanco está conectado con el pompón azul que está conectado con el pompón rojo. Now we have a problem because now we have the white pom-pom connected with the red pom-pom with a long string, and we have the blue pom-pom connected to the yellow pom-pom with a short string. But if you still pull on the blue pom-pom, the red one goes up. If you pull on the red one, the blue one goes up. But again, in Spanish, si jalas el pompón amarillo, el pompón rojo hacia arriba, que el pompón azul hacia abajo, el pompón blanco hacia arriba, el pompón rojo hacia abajo, el pompón azul hacia arriba, el pompón rojo hacia abajo, el pompón amarillo hacia arriba con la soga larga, pompón blanco conectado con el pompón azul que está conectado con el pompón rojo que está conectado con el pompón azul. Now, many of you might be at home goes, I have no idea what this guy is saying. And some of you may be thinking, oh, it's connected in the center. It's connected in the center. Well, watch very closely, boys and girls. It is not. It is not connected in the center, all right? But with our magical minds and our ability to use our imagination, I can say to this blue pom-pom in Spanish, pompón azul, conéctate con el pompón amarillo con un poquito de magia, así. And now it's connected with a little short string. And the white pom-pom is connected with the red pom-pom with a long string. But again, if you use your imagination with a little bit of Spanish, el pompón amarillo está conectado con pompón rojo, que está conectado con pompón azul, que está conectado con pompón amarillo, que está conectado con pompón blanco, que está conectado con pompón rojo, que está conectado con amarillo. And boys and girls, that is the mystery of the color pom-pom stick. Give yourselves a big round of applause at home. Awesome. Very well done. Very good. Now, boys and girls, I want to show you a cool trick with 3 little magical ropes. Now, as you can see, this is a little short rope, okay? Now, this little short rope represents the boys and the girls, okay, at home and the families, okay? So we got the little short one right here. And then we also have a longer one, which is a medium one, okay? This represents our moms at home, our little moms at home who take good care of us. And then the long one, this long one right here, well, this represents our dads, a nice long, but most dads aren't this skinny. Let's just be honest, okay, including myself, all right? But we have a little short one that goes right here. That goes right next to the mom, okay? And then we have the long one right here goes next to our dad. So as you guys can see, we're going to bring the little guy up here, which is you guys. We'll bring the medium one up right here, okay? And then we bring the longer one right there. Now, boys and girls, even though in our family units, we're all different sizes, like you might have brothers and sisters and some are taller than others or shorter, even though we're all different sizes when it comes to our stature, in our family unit, we're actually all equal and we're all the same. That's right. There's one rope, there's the second rope, and there is the third rope. Now, we do know that we are all equal when it comes to our family dynamics, but the reality is that in life, we are all different. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing for everyone to be different. For example, here's the little guys, all right? Here's our moms again, and here's our dads. With a little bit of magic, a little bit of snap, like so, we once again have our medium one, which is our moms. We also have our long one, and we also have the little one. Now, boys and girls, even though you may feel tiny sometimes, maybe though you may feel little, that's okay. because one day you will grow longer and you'll become bigger, more intelligent. You'll learn. And one of the best ways, again, that you can learn is by going to your library, reading some books, and studying and educating yourself. And that is the trick with the 3 magical ropes. All right, give yourselves a big round of applause. That is awesome. Very good, very good. Now, a lot of times people ask me, can you teach us a magic trick? I figured that today I would teach you guys a magic trick. It's going to be lots of fun here, but I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, you can go to Walmart or like Target or something like that, and these are what's called a bandana. You'll see some people wearing them kind of like as mask, and that's a good thing that you always wear your mask. Because a mask nowadays, we all have to wear our mask. It's very important because not only does it protect us, but it protects those around us, and we want to make sure that we're safe. So make sure you get yourself a mask or a bandana. You can put it around your face, and when you go out in public, you wear it. It might be if you have to go to the library and check out a book. Always make sure that you're wearing your mask because you're thinking of others, which is also very important. But let me show you a cool little trick with a bandana that you can do, okay? Now, what you do is you take the bandana and you just start poking it inside your hand just like this. If you snap your fingers, it can change colors. It can go white. That's right. It can change the white. You poke, the more you poke, the more you can pull. It changes colors just like that. You keep poking it inside your hand, you keep pulling it out. And you just poke it all the way. Once you get it down into your fist, as tight as you can get it down in your fist, it changes completely to white. Now, the most important thing about this trick is never show your hand empty. Never open your hand. But in order to do this trick, though, you will need to have 2 silks. Okay, now I know that might have confused you a little bit, but we'll do this here again so everybody understands. Now, before you start the trick, you take the red bandana and you just simply poke it inside your fist. Now, this is the hard part because you got to make sure you get it all the way down in your fist without it coming out from the bottom over here. So you just poke it all the way in, get all the way in there as tight as you can, all right? And just keep poking until it's really tight in your fist, and you squeeze your fist really tight like that, all right? And then you're ready to go. So you come out, you go, hey, boys and girls, let me show you a trick with a bandana. Now, remember, the most important part about this trick is don't show your hand like this. You don't want to do that, okay? Don't do that at all, okay? So now you take the silk, okay, and you start tucking it inside your hand, just like this, into your fist. You snap your fingers, and it will start changing colors to red. That's right. You keep poking, and you can just keep pulling. Now, oh, by the way, let me remind you, if I forgot to tell you, if you accidentally pull the whole silk out, that's okay. You don't really want to do that initially, but that's okay. But if you do that, no big deal. Just, get rid of that. No problem. And then you just take the white silk and just start poking inside your fist again. Snap your fingers, and it will start changing colors once again. The more you poke, the more you can pull on it. So you just keep poking it all the way down inside your fist, and you keep pulling on that bandana. And boys and girls, you get all the way down your hand into your fist, just like that. And it changes once again to red. Now, as I've said several times before, the most important thing about this particular trick is never show your hand empty. And boys and girls, that is the mystery of the color changing bandana. Come on, give yourselves a big round of applause at home. Fantastic. Very, very good. Now, Miss Laura, because I'm using my laptop computer, I don't know that I can do the previous trick that I was going to do because I would normally tilt down the camera. I can try with this laptop. What would you like me to try to do here? That way everybody can see it.
Sure. If you want to give it a shot, we can see if it'll work out.
I'm going to try to bring my laptop closer here and tilt down. And can you see that?
I can see that, yes.
Fantastic. Awesome. We're making way. This is good news. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, now, boys and girls, I want you to watch very closely because many times in magic, when I'm performing at your libraries, normally during the summer, this is called a close-up magic trick. And because of technology and cameras, that way we can show you a trick that I can bring to you that I don't normally am able to do when I'm at a library. But I want you to watch very closely. This represents a road. It's kind of like a little road. This is me using my imagination, boys and girls. Just like you at home can use your imagination. I created this little pad, and it looks like a road. So cars would go this way, and then cars are coming this way. But I'm going to use cards instead to demonstrate this. So watch closely. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. All right. This is a jack. I don't know if you guys can see that. It is a jack. Very good. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 jacks, a heart, 5, 6, 7, 8 jacks. So I have 8 jacks and 1 10 of hearts. And we're going to put them right over here. And I want you to watch very closely. This represents a road. This is the road. And the jacks are going to cross the road over here to this side. Watch very closely. If I take the first jack like that, there it is. I flip it over. I give it a little squeeze. It changes into a 10. That's number 1. I take another jack right over here. I run it through my hands just like so. I give it a little brush just like that. Now we have 2 10 of hearts. I take another jack over here. Watch closely to that jack right there. Take the jack, place it down on the table. That's 1 10 of hearts. That's another 10 of hearts. And here is the other one. We're going to take a jack, place it right here in the center again. This time we flip the cards over, run them through our hands just like that. Flip it over one more time. Now we have another 10. The jack has disappeared. This time we'll place one right here, place a jack right there. That way you guys can see them nice and close. There's the jack. Watch closely. Take the jack, flip it over. Place it on the table. There's a 10. There's another 10. And there's another 10. Take another jack, place it right there. Watch closely. It's right here. Just a little bit of rub, a little magic like that. Watch. One more time. There's the jack. There are the 2 10 of hearts. Watch closely. We'll take the jack, flip it over. Place it on the table. That's 1. That's 2. And last but not least, that's number 3. Now the last jack is always the toughest one. We'll bring him over here on this side of the road. Take it up like that. Flip it over. And it completely disappears. That's 1. That's 2. And boys and girls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of hearts. There you have it. Give yourselves a big round of applause at home. All right, very good. And Miss Laura, we're going to raise the camera back up here again. That way everybody can see. There we go. We're back. Good, good, good. Now, boys and girls, I have one more fun trick I'd like to show you here this morning. And then after that, we're going to do like a Q&A. And I also want to tell you thank you for being patient with everything that's been going on with the technology end of things. Well, we want to make sure that we all cheer at home and give our Orange County Library System a big round of applause for everything that they have done for all of us and for bringing in live entertainment into your homes. And we hope you've had fun. There will be surveys that you guys can fill out. Feel free to fill out the survey and have a good time. And who knows, maybe next summer we will be back at your library live. And to all my librarians, the Orange County Library System, who I've had the pleasure of serving over the last probably 15 years at this point. I just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much for everything that you do for the kids each and every day. Thank you for everything that you do for your community. Thank you for your sacrifices that you have made. Thank you for the long hours that you put in. And thank you for allowing us, even during these tough times, to be able to come to you and get books so that we can read. And boys and girls, moms and dads, grandpas and grandmas who are at home, make sure that you encourage your kids to read. I myself have 4 daughters. That's right. I said 4 daughters. So you can pray for me right now. But I love them all. They're very successful in their own light and what they've done in their lives. And as a father, I'm very proud of them. But one of the things I've always told them is the importance of reading. Because we do live in a day and age where kids are, like this, and they know more about computers than we actually do. But the point is I always encourage my kids to read. I encourage you as parents and as family members, encourage your kids to read. But with that being said, I want to show you one fun final little trick, and hopefully it'll be able to relate to you. This is a little thread, so we're going to get some thread off of here, like sewing thread, boys and girls. I don't know if anybody's ever tried any sewing. If you do try some sewing, make sure your mom and dad help you out, or grandmother, or that kind of stuff as well. And because you don't want to hurt yourself with the needles or anything like that. All right. And let's see here. I'm going to get this ripped off here. There we go. Got it. All right. We'll put that right there. Now, boys and girls, I know that right now in our lives, many things have changed over the last couple months. Many of you have been maybe stuck at home, for lack of better terms. Some of you had to do school online, and it was maybe a little more difficult. But this closing trick of mine, hopefully, will help you understand the things that we as humans go through as life. Sometimes we think life is going to be perfect, and we want our lives to be perfect. Obviously, we want to enjoy life. We want to have a good time. But I want you to watch very closely as you see this little thread. Now, some of you today may have enjoyed my show. Some of you may have laughed a little bit, maybe. Some of you may have wondered if he's ever going to get the camera to work again. Some of you may have wondered when life is going to get back to normal. Some of you may be at home dealing with some challenges, whatever challenges you may be going through. But these little pieces of thread sometimes break. In our life, we think our life was perfect, and all of a sudden these things snap in our life. But if we take those threads, those negativities that we have, and we can find the positiveness in them, sometimes we can find great things in life that come out of challenging situations, such as the one that many of us in this world and country are in. Now, in magic, you need a little bit of magical powers. Okay, so that's kind of gross, but that's my magical power right there. We take it, we place it right here on the thread, right there. Now watch very closely. We need a magic wand. We also always need your magic wand. We tap the wand like that. Now, boys and girls, even though many times in our life things seem like we're broken inside, things change in our life, and it's not what we want it to be. The most encouraging thing I can tell you right now is I'm also at home, and I'm trying to make the best of everything I do in life. Would I like to be with you guys live today? Absolutely. I certainly would. I would love to see your smiling faces. I'd love to hear those cheers and those claps live. But many times in our life, it's not what we always want it to be. But when things get broken in our life with a little bit of magic, if we believe in our dreams and we believe in who we are as human beings, and you believe in yourself and you don't quit, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter who your parents were. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't even matter how good you do in school. But if you believe in your dreams, those pieces that sometimes in our life may break, with a little bit of magic and time, they can heal themselves. Watch. And once again, your life can be just like this thread, and it can be completely restored. And no matter what is broken in your life, it'll be fixed. And you will have succeeded in life because you never gave up on your dreams. Boys and girls, moms and dads, grandpas and grandmas, thank you for watching today's live streaming show. I hope you had a great time. Thank you. My name is Glen Foster, and I'm going to stick around for a few minutes. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. But boys and girls, the most important thing is, remember, go to your library, rent some books, check them out, read them, take them back, get some more. And the most important thing is never, ever, ever, ever give up on your dream, even though things may not feel like they're always what you want them to be. Thank you so very much. God bless you guys. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Laura so we can answer any questions that people may have online or at home.
Hi, Glen. Thank you so much. That was an amazing show.
Well, thank you.
And I love that message that you gave us all at the end about never giving up and believing in yourself. And it's such a good message for all of us right now. So I'm so glad that you said that.
You're welcome. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. All right, my friends, if you have any questions for Mr. Glen Foster, please put them in the chat for us. I did see a question come through, but I'm not sure, because I know magicians don't like to reveal their secrets all of the time, but Melissa's asking how you did that Jack's trick. Are you able to reveal that to us?
That trick, no, I won't be able to reveal that trick. How it's done. Well, I mean, if Melissa has extra money and we could talk about stuff possibly, I don't know. That particular trick I worked on for 6 months. and it's all manipulation with hands and with the cards, obviously. And normally I do that. The reason for the road idea is the song I normally play would be "Hit the Road, Jack." And so that's what I do with that particular routine. It's just kind of the crossing over the road is causing the transition to take place. And so, yeah, that's where that idea kind of came from.
Awesome. So it seems like somebody was very interested in the trick that where you used a lot of Spanish. They're asking, how much Spanish do you know?
Well, here's the interesting question. As we grow up in life, you never know where life's going to take you. So my parents were actually missionaries and San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I ended up in Costa Rica when I was 2 years old. And so I started learning Spanish, and I lived in Latin America for 18 years. So the first 18 years of my life, I either learned to speak Spanish or I had no friends. And so I learned to speak Spanish. And when I went to college, which I encourage many people to go to college if they can, I took college classes there just to fine tune. But Spanish is when people see me, especially like at airports or whenever I go out and I start speaking Spanish, because I'm pretty white and Caucasian, unless I get some sun, they're like, this guy speaks Spanish, and I can rattle it off pretty quick. So it's my first language. Sometimes I actually have a hard time when someone says something to me in English. I have a hard time sometimes translating it into my head because I'm like, okay, what's the Spanish word for that? So I can know what they're trying to say. So it is my first language, actually.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. John is asking, what is your favorite book?
Well, there are books as far as reading. Let's see, magic-wise or just in general?
It doesn't specify. So let's just say in general.
I read a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, which was a book on just kind of learning how to be successful in life. But the book that I read the most was a book by Dale Carnegie called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I read that book because it has 30 chapters in there. I read a chapter every day in that book for almost 5 years. So that means every month I read the book. So I'd read it 12 times and I would take notes. As a matter of fact, just recently, due to the COVID, I had some time to do some cleaning, and I ran across that original book that I had. And there's all kinds of marks. And I would always, because there's one thing there, and one of the chapters says, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Is one of the chapters in there. And basically, as humans, a lot of times we try to place blame on other people. Like, oh, it's your fault that I'm this way, or it's your fault that I haven't succeeded, or it's your fault, whatever. They look for excuses. And so one of the things I learned from that book is never to really look for the excuses. To that, the excuse lies with me. It's up to me to learn. If I don't know, it's up to me to learn. Now, sometimes we learn things because our parents teach us. We learn things because we read about it, or then we create our own thought processes. But the most important thing about that book is Dale Carnegie just said, don't criticize people. And so I always try to live by that rule. It's not easy. It's not an easy task because that's just human nature. But my goal is to just love people for who they are. It doesn't matter where they're from, who they are. That's why I said that in that last routine. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. I know that a lot of our folks are dealing with the Black Lives Matter. Listen, those lives do matter. It is. I never will walk through those people's shoes. I can't imagine what they've gone through. And I don't sit here and claim that I do, but I love them. I have many African-American friends, and I love those friends. And that's what those books taught me. So that is probably one of the books that's changed my life the most, is just learning to love people for who they are, no matter what.
Thank you. And John says, thank you for sharing. All right, let's see. Janet would like to know, how can children learn magic tricks?
Well, the best way to learn a magic trick is there's different websites that they can go to, or there's different courses that they could simply take. I do a course also, it's like half hour, where I teach kids magic tricks that they can do at household items. But in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken, over at downtown, over by Kissimmee, Old Town, they have a magic shop in Old Town. I believe Disney at one point, Disney Springs, which I don't know if it's even open or not with all the things that are going on. There was a magic shop there called Magic Masters as well. But the best way to learn for a kid, in my opinion, that's the way I learned, is reading books. That's a lot of times, well, people learn different ways. I'm also a visual learner. If I see somebody do something, it's like sometimes playing the piano. I learned how to play the piano when I was young, but I could never read music. But I could watch somebody do it, and I could sit down and figure it out. But I could never read music. To this day, I can't read music, and I wish I could. But I could just, I'm an observational learner. So it just depends on your child. You know, there's all kinds of magic kits out there. There's different websites. If I think they put up my website, fostermagic.com. If someone wants to email me, I can certainly send them 3 or 4 links where if they want to get their child starting in magic, where they can look at tricks. Here's the biggest thing about magic. It gets very expensive. So you have to make sure that when you're starting your child off with magic, that you're just buying them simple things and let them learn. Like, for example, if a kid's trying to learn how to do a card trick, I do not suggest using poker-sized cards. I would encourage them to use bridge-sized cards just because they can hold them better. And as they get older and their hands get larger, they can then go to a poker-sized deck if they're wanting to learn how to manipulate cards.
Very cool. All right, we've got a couple more questions. Michael would like to know, have you ever met Chris Angel or any other famous magicians?
I have. I've met Chris Angel. I've met David Copperfield. As magicians, every year they have a national convention called Magic Live out in Las Vegas, where last couple of years, they have like over 1,400 attendees. And at these conferences, the big names in magic, it's like going to a convention where you might, like a librarian convention. Let's say there's a librarian convention. It's just like magic. So all these magicians get together and they bring in people from all over the world to do their particular act or show us their routines. And then people like David Copperfield, who live in Las Vegas, Chris Angel, Lance Burton. I've been to Lance Burton's house now several times, and he's one of the most humble men. As a matter of fact, just to give you an idea, Lance Burton had once had an opportunity to do a contract at the Monte Carlo for, I think it was like $160 million. But part of the stipulation is he had to cut his staff in half in order to do that show. He did not do that because he loved his staff who had been with him for 18 years. And therefore, that ended pretty much his contract with them. But he's the most humble man. He drives a pickup truck that's beat up. All right. I mean, it's like it's a beat up Ford pickup truck, and he likes to wear jeans and a t-shirt, and he's from Louisville, Kentucky, and he's the most humble man I think I've ever met in my entire life, to be honest with you. He's just so humble, but he's like, it's like his home is just, overlooks Las Vegas. It's a massive, but you would never know this man had that much money because he's just a good, humble individual person.
That's wonderful. All right. We have time for one more question. Nora Lise would like to know, do you have a favorite trick?
Well, I do have, it depends on favorite tricks, because there's so many fun tricks that I do. Like when I have a chance to work on cruise lines, there's certain routines that I do on cruise lines that are more geared towards that kind of audience clientele versus a library show situation. The tricks that I love the most are the ones that make people go, I wonder how he did that.
Absolutely. So this last comment, this is more of a comment than a question, but I did want to share it. Nicole said, we just want to thank you for a great show. We love your message and we will continue to not give up and strive for greatness. And I think that's just such a wonderful way to end off of our show. Thank you, Glen, so much for being here. For those of you at home, like we were saying before, if you'd like to learn more about Glen from his website, www.fostermagic.com. All right, Glen, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great summer 2020.
Thank you very much. And we want to thank all of you at home for joining us today. We have more fun live events planned every Monday for you starting at 10 a.m. So make sure you join us next week for the Fairy Tales of Grimm. You can find more information about all of our upcoming events at ocls.info/SRP. So now I have some very exciting news for you. Our summer reading goodie bags are finally here. So starting today, library branches are giving out those awesome prize bags to kids who have completed the 600-minute reading challenge. So remember, to get that amazing bag, you'll need to bring in your proof of completion email from Beanstack or your completed paper reading tracker. Visit ocls.info/end-of-summer for all the details. And please make sure that you're tracking all of your reading and activities in Beanstack. You can sign up for your account today at ocls.beanstack.org. And finally, we'd love to have your feedback about our virtual event. Please complete our survey in either English or Spanish at your convenience. Thank you so much again for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to be the first to find out when we have new fun and informative videos for you. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect.